Alright guys, so we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and we have a very quick turnaround here. It was just earlier today where the French data miners told us about the presence of this sort of waifu banner that was going to be showing up. Now, the waifu stuff, this literally is dropping at like the exact same time as the global Dragon Ball Heroes stuff is going to be dropping. So it is very obvious that like Global and JP are now synced up for the 300 million download celebration. So, based upon some earlier tweets from the French data miners, it does appear as though it is very, very likely to happen later on at the end of the month, right? Now, this batch of units is very interesting. They continue to make like these waifu cards like super busted. We got a lot to go over here. Goresh was making an interesting point to me. I actually hopped in a call with him real quick, and he's kind of breaking down how we're going to get to this in a second. But this Chichi, Goresh was telling me that her passive is written in a way that no other unit in the game has had it written in that manner. So it could become something that'll be important later on. And then RIBRIANNE also functions a little differently from previous units we've seen. So we'll get to this. So number one is RIBRIANNE. She, of course, is the awakening for this Brienne de Chateau right here. A very, very good card. She awakens just with the, Peppy Gals medals you can get from that one RIBRIANNE event. So she awakens into this RIBRIANNE card that transforms. Now, what's interesting about this is she does appear to instantly transform, as in you don't get any turns with this Brienne right here. Like, look at her, this is her passive. Bloom flowers upon appearing on the battlefield and the power of love explodes. Like, that is this Brienne's passive right there, as you guys can see. So this, like, there's two different things that are kind of unique here. One, Goresh is telling us that this Chichi, her passive is worded differently from any other unit, including Nail, who has kind of a similar type restriction, but Goresh said that they were written differently, right? But Brienne here immediately transforms. So she is essentially just a RIBRIANNE card, but because of the fact that she immediately transforms, we can essentially have two RIBRIANNE cards on the same team. So, I mean, this is something that they could do in the future, right? Where, I don't know, maybe like a Super Saiyan 2 Goku who instantly transforms into Super Saiyan 3 at the start of the fight or something like that. I mean, something like that, I would say, is very possible in the future. So, sort of keep that in mind. But looking at this RIBRIANNE, like, she's just ridiculously stupid. So, her links, she has, what is this, Battlefield Diva right here. Metamorphosis, Innocence, Signature Pose, More Than Meets the Eye, Tournament of Power, and Shattering the Limit. So, same links, I'm pretty sure, as, like, all these RIBRIANNE cards. But so her super attack, she does supreme damage and seals, which is good. So she seals right away. That's very good. Then she gets attack and defense 120%. Really good. But then she gets 10% attack and defense for every Peppy Gal ally on the team. So she's going to get up to 190%. So, because that's going to activate 7 times. So she's at 190% attack and defense. Then she lowers enemy attack and defense based on Peppy Gal's category allies in your team up to a max of 30%. So already, on a Peppy Gal's team, she has 190% attack and defense, and she lowers enemy attack by 30%. That 30% number is massive. That's what SCR Omega Shenron lowers enemy attack by. And then we're not done. Then she gives Peppy Gal category allies 2 key and 30% attack and defense. So RIBRIANNE is going to be at 220% attack and defense. And then if you have like other support type units, it's just going to be an absolutely insane number. I did also go over her, I kind of skipped over her leader skill, but she's Peppy Gals and Transformation Boost, 3 key, and 120% to stats. So she is the de facto best leader right now for Peppy Gals. But, previously where I was very excited to beat the Legendary Goku event with the Peppy Gals team, I was like, if I could get one more Kale and Khalifa card, I could definitely do it. Now, I feel like it's going to be a joke, because all of these extra stats that RIBRIANNE's going to provide is going to make it super, super easy to do. And then RIBRIANNE lowering attack and defense like that, the defense, will be helpful for, against like Int UI Goku or something like that. But, for the first several portions of the fight, you know, before like a lot of the Kale and Khalifa cards can have a chance to build up their attack and defense, RIBRIANNE can keep Goku locked down, so that by the time Goku becomes immune to having his attack lowered when he goes Super Saiyan God, now all the Kale and Khalifa cards will be so built up that they don't take damage anyway. So I think the Peppy Gals team is going to easily be able to beat the Legendary Goku event now, and this RIBRIANNE is just ridiculously stupid. That's about it. Then we have Chichi. Same thing. By the way, okay, so RIBRIANNE's on Peppy Gals, Universal Survival Arc, and then Transformation Boost. Peppy Gals obviously where she's going to work best. So then we have Chichi. Now, Chichi, I believe, is only on... Okay, so yeah, she's on Youth and then the Dragon Ball Saga, right? So she's only on the one team. Int and Physical types, Key 3, 70% of stats, not a big deal. Super Attack, Supreme Damage with a high chance to stun, so that's good. And then her passive, man. So 250% attack when performing a super. Then she lowers her attack by 50% for 3 turns after receiving an attack. So... you know, that it's going to end up being more than 50%, I believe, like the way it's going to be calculated. You know, it's like LR or Super Saiyan 3 Goku or something like that, right? Where it actually ends up being a larger debuff than that. But still, man, like 250% is very high. And then she gets 150% defense if there's a character on your team whose name contains Goku Youth. Now, this is specifically what Gresh is talking about, right? How with like Nail, it just says like if there's a Piccolo on your team, right? But now it's talking about like if there's a character on your team whose name contains Goku Youth. So who knows how this eventually will be implemented? Like, is this going to allow you to have like multiple like different units of the same name or something like that? Like, you know, if there's a character on your team whose name contains Goku Super Saiyan, you can use this card on the same team or something like that. I don't know. So we'll see. This is going to be very, very interesting. This Chichi definitely looks very interesting, but she is only on this one team. I'm definitely going to want to see how much damage she'll do after she's hit. Because, you know, nowadays in events, every single slot is getting attacked multiple times, so you can't really hide her, right? Her links are Battlefield Divas, The Innocents, More Than Meets the Eye, Incredible Adventure, Guidance of the Dragon Balls, and Shattering the Limit. So she is going to work really well on that Dragon Ball team. A lot of good links for that team, right? So that's good. Then we have Launch, or, you know, Lunch. So her leader skill is Peppy Gals category key 3, 100% of stats, not bad. She does supreme damage and lowers attack and defense. Okay, lowering attack is very good. Pretty much the whole freaking Peppy Gal team lowers attacks or stuns or something like that. So, like, you know, it already was a joke to get, like, no item runs in Peppy Gals, but now it's even, like, more so of a joke. So, her, like, dude, some of these units now are just so insane. Like, 100% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then for 5 turns, she gets 3 key, 50% more attack, a high chance to perform a crit. She performs a second additional attack, and she has a high chance to seal. All that for 5 turns from the start of battle. So for something like Super Battle Road or Dokkan Battlefield, this launch is going to be insane. The only thing, though, is that she's only going to be on the one true category team, and that is Dokkan Fest Kid Goku. But, you know, on his team, Launch is really going to be useful. And what type is Launch? She's physical. I mean, again, she's going to be really good in Dokkan Battlefield. I mean, guaranteed crits, additionals, sealing, all that, that's going to be real, real helpful. Then her links are Battlefield Diva, Flea, Metamorphosis, Berserker, Incredible Adventure, and Guidance of the Dragon Balls. So again, she has really good links for that Dragon Ball Saga team. And then finally, they gave us Oceania Shenron, you know, in her, like, female form. It's only been 500 years we've been asking for this. This is really good because this is going to allow us... It's just another Shadow Dragon card, right? That's the smallest category in the game, basically. So it's good that they're actually giving us characters there. And another decent Shadow Dragon, right? To pair up with Nova as well as Omega Shenron. So she is Shadow Dragon Saga, key 3, 100% to stats. Super attack is the Whirlwind Spin, which does supreme damage and seals. So that's good. Her passive is 2 key and 100% attack and defense. Then if the targeted enemy is in either attack down or defensive down status, she gets 50% more attack and a guaranteed second additional. And then if the enemy is sealed, she gains a high chance to stun. So, okay. Now, what's interesting about this, right, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Physical Omega Shenron both lower enemy attack and defense just by being on rotation, right? So they would activate this. You know, you have Oceanus next to Omega. This activates it, right? So her first attack would seal with the extra 50% attack, right? Boom. Then she does her second additional because the enemy's attack is lowered, and she sealed them on her first attack, so then that second attack gains the ability for the high chance to stun. That's very interesting card design right there. I like that a lot. So, again, you know, if you just have her on rotation with Omega, you'll be able to activate all this, and then it'll eventually lead you with the high chance to stun. So, pretty interesting right there. She's not bad. Definitely a very viable unit for something like Super Battle Road, right? And then that's still going to be useful even for, like, the Peppy Gal team, which, you know, Oceania Shenron is on. Her links are Battlefield Divas, Metamorphosis, Cold Judgment, Shadow Dragons, Speedy Retribution, and GT. Isn't that's the Yamcha and Birder link, I believe, is it not? Let me double check. Let me see here. Speed type. Yeah, that's that's the Yamcha and Birder link, which also has Dispo. That amazing plus 300 attack link. Very, very exciting. I would prefer, obviously, that she did not have that. How about Shock and Speed? That would have been nice. And then she's on Shadow Dragon as well as Peppy Gals. So we have some interesting units here, man. The other thing I do want to point out here, this has been in the news for a couple days, but I do just want to talk about this briefly. So there is a little bit of an exploit right now where you can farm up a ridiculous amount of Baba points by selling potential orbs, right? Now, normal potential orbs you don't want to sell, but you can grind up like the Vegeta Jr. stage, the, SCR Vegeta from the Cell Saga stage, Goku Jr., any of those units, you grind up their potential orbs, and then you could sell them in the Baba shop for Baba points. Well, it's a little bit too able to be exploited, I guess, so they have decided to nerf it. As you guys can see, they're going to lower the values you get right here for selling potential orbs. So looks like Akatsuki was aware that people are doing this, and they're like, yep, nope. You're not going to be able to do that. And I mean, you can see, like, small orbs are now going to give you 1 Baba point. You know, medium orbs are now going to give you 1 Baba point. Like, large orbs will give you 10. Like, you know, and then because I believe the event only, these are the ones people were selling right here. People weren't selling normal potential orbs. So it's these ones right here that are going to be adjusted. So you went from being able to get 25 Baba points for 1 medium orb now down to 1. You could still grind out Baba points this way, but it's heavily nerfed. So let me know what you guys think of everything. Looks like, again, these cards come out in a few days from now. They come out on Monday night. So that's, again, a few days from now. That is the same day that Global gets the Dragon Ball Hero cards. So 300 million download celebration. Woo! Here we come.